Hi, all. Welcome back. My name is Maria, and this is Conversations with Mother Earth. We are making another episode today. And I've done one yesterday and one today. I'm on a roll. I'm trying to get them out, you guys. I'm trying to do this as often as I can when I have the energy, as my energy's up. As you know, making a new baby, growing a human being is hard work. So I'm trying to find the time and the days that feel really good to be able to do this. And I feel good today. This is a good thing. I want to tell you a story because in our episode yesterday, or the most recent episode that I've done about a beginner's guide to living on Earth, to being human, to having a human experience and living well on Earth, it came through some really poignant information. But I started that episode, my intro was talking about how hawk has been a guide for me. The spirit animal, the animal hawk, has been present in my life now for a little bit of time. So I had shared that in one of my meditations in my dreams, hawk had come to me and told me to start share more my connection with Earth and the way that I live in connection with Earth. And it was kind of like, get your butt in gear. Like, let's do this. You're lollygagging, essentially. Like, come on. So that yesterday morning or whatever morning I had done recorded the podcast, I had walked into the office, looked out the window, and guess who was sitting in the tree in front of my house? Hawk. Hawk was sitting right there, almost like it was in my dream. Like, today's the day to get going and to do things. So I took that as a really great sign and I utilized it and just kind of followed that pointer and that sign, that message, and ended up filming the podcast episode. When I was done with the podcast episode, let me tell you, I was starved. So I took my two kids, my two boys, to grab some lunch. But as we were walking outside of the house, getting into the car, I look up, three hawks circling the cul-de-sac where we live. 3 of them. I mean, oh, and you know what's amazing as well is in that channeled message, in that transmission, one of the messages from Earth about how to live well is to look up and watch the birds. Look up is what one of the messages was, loud and clear. That was the imagery. Me looking up, watching the birds soar, watching the birds fly. So either she was telling me to do something, which of course she was. It was just so specific. I felt like after that, and now like looking back and thinking about kind of those events, synchronicities that all lined up, it felt magical. And I love when I get nature messages. I get them. I mean, I wouldn't say often, but I definitely do receive them. And I can tell I receive them when I'm really putting myself out there, when I'm really living my mission, essentially sharing my messages. So it feels good to get like kind of a pat on the rump and be like, good job. You did good. Way to go, my love. You're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. The 3 hawks circling, I felt like, yeah, it was incredible. And it's not like I get them all the time. So please, it's not a normal occurrence to have 3 hawks over my cul-de-sac where I live. So I loved that. And I had to share because, yeah, if you're in the animal or the earth symbol, nature symbol, what have you, if you're in that vibe, then you'll totally get it. You'll totally be like, yes, I love it. So, I loved what we had in our last episode about living on Earth, about kind of just being a human being and how to be a human being on Earth. And that Earth experiences are here for you. Like Earth is excited for you to experience her. For so long, we've, I think, as a society, been told that we aren't deserving. We're ruining. We're not meant to be here. Kind of like this whole mentality. And while we are creating damage, I think we also are very much purposeful in Earth's story. So telling ourselves, reframing the story or the the tales that we tell ourselves about being here, I think is really key and important. I had read something somewhere that I thought was so interesting about how religion or certain religions essentially it was about being banished or kicked out of the garden in the story of Adam and Eve and kind of the deceit and the turning away from God in the garden. That story has really dug deep into our psyche and made us think that we are not deserving, that we are not a part of the earth itself. And I thought that was incredible. I wish I could remember what book I read that in. If I remember it, I'll share it in another podcast episode. But yeah, being reiterated over and over the story that we have caused the problem, that we are the problem, and that we need to do penance or retribution or, work to feel deserving of being alive and living out our days on earth. Like we don't belong here. No, absolutely not. That is not the case whatsoever. We were made from earth purposefully and definitely deserve to be here. And every human being here is meant to be here. Every single soul that walks the planet has a plan and a purpose. A lot of what we're going through, I think, is reframing and reshifting our mindset about a lot of these things. And once we can do that, we can then change the story we tell ourselves about ourselves in different ways. And hopefully that would shed light even through society, right? Just the ripples just start to take shape, to change. I know that the Native American cultures or indigenous cultures believe that they are caretakers of the earth. They have been placed here to maintain and to keep sacred Mother Earth, and be grateful and thankful and treat the land with respect. And the energies that live here, the energies of the plants and the birds, the animals, all of the things, the energies and the spirits that you can't see, respecting and taking care of all of those things because they are all part of the whole. They have been taught that since the beginning. Oh my gosh, I remember the book, Braiding Sweetgrass. Oh, it is a powerful, powerful, powerful book. And so beautifully and eloquently written. If you haven't read it, please read it. I think I've listened to it on, like, I've done an Audible or what have you, and I just bought the hardback book, so I'm reading it again. But she tells this comparison, like the Western world has taught that we've been banished from the garden and thus like have a disconnect from it and need to make penance and retribution and we're not deserving. Whereas the Native American cultures or the indigenous cultures are taught that we are here purposefully to help maintain and continue the thriving, beautiful world around us. It is our job, generation after generation. And you can see how one culture, how each culture has how each one has developed, I guess, I think I'm trying to say, and molded and shifted over time, and the different characteristics and personalities of each, right? You can see that, the stark difference. And what she argues is that it comes back to that, our origin story, if you will, on Earth. So, Braiding Sweetgrass, oh my gosh, a treasure. Just absolute gorgeous writing. So, as you know, most of my episodes are earth themed. I'm definitely, an earthy spirit girl, which I'm happy and proud to be. It's taken me some time to get to this point. So many people that are in this line of work, in this kind of spiritual community, it feels like it's very, otherworldly. It's very, up here, spacey, astrology, the planets, the energies, all of that kind of stuff. It feels a lot of aliens, a lot of up here. I'm so in like earthy in this. And moving past that comparison, I know it's something that I've really struggled with because, wow, that's so established and that's so incredible that all these people do all this and get all of this information. But it's also so very incredible to just feel the earth beneath your feet and understand the wisdom and the knowledge that comes from the trees and the water and the soil and the plants and the dragons, the elementals, the fairies, like the things that are here for us that coincide and cohabitat with us. That's magical. And reiterating that we are an earth species meant to live on earth, meant to have an earth experience. If you want to reincarnate somewhere else next time, go for it. You tell your soul. I don't know how that works exactly. I haven't gotten those messages yet, but if you have a choice, then maybe try something else next time. I'm not sure, but we need to get back to understanding that Earth is meant to be Earth and that Earth experience is meant to be just this. That's the point, I think that's the majority of what I'm doing at the moment. Reminding, planting seeds. Speaking of, wow, my segue was perfect. Speaking of, today I want to talk about seeds, like actual seeds, plant seeds, vegetable seeds, what have you. And I want to get some information about seeds being a cradle of life. And I know in a lot of the, a lot of the more ancient, like religious, if we want to call it, teachings or, I think that's what I want to say. The egg is the cosmic, I think, center or birth. The egg is a big deal. I don't know exactly. I'm still learning, I'm still learning about all the things, all the elements, all the symbols. But I know that an egg as a birthing of something, creation, egg is important. Even I've been researching Serpent Mound, which is in Ohio, not too far from where I live. And it is a serpent, it is ancient Native American site, burial mounds is what they say, but it's one of the longest and largest mound formation, man-made mound formation in the United States. And it's shaped like a serpent. It goes like this. And then it's a serpent swallowing an egg. So I know that symbolism is important and means something. I would love to know more about what exactly. Excuse me. And I would love to know more about seeds as the cradle of life, as the blueprint for, most living things on the earth. Plants, all of it, all the plants, all the flowers, trees, blah, 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 shrubs, whatever. All of the green that you're seeing comes from a seed. And I would really want to dig deep and learn more about that. I don't know what I'm going to learn today, so I'm going to keep it open-ended and see what comes through. But I think it's pretty incredible that you can take something so small and witness it transform and become something else, something magnificent, outstanding. A redwood tree comes from this. Something like this small. Please. I think it does hypothetically, right? I don't know what one of those seeds looks like, but you know what I'm saying. Something so small carries the blueprint for life that is so huge. I think that is a pretty incredible thing. Yeah. But I think that's a pretty incredible thing. So I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes. I've already done a grounding meditation, so I'm just going to take a few deep breaths and say a prayer of intention for guidance and light and whatever information wants to come through and guide us today. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. You ready? Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes and take a few deep breaths through my nostrils. Just trying to relax my whole body. So I want to start by asking the Akashic Records. Since the Akashic Records is a repository of sorts of all the information that's ever been, will be. Why do seeds hold the key to life on Earth? Why seeds? Wow. So the initial impression that I'm receiving is seeds. We're seeds because we're all seeds. Everything is seeds of creators, of creator's mind, essentially. Hold on, I kind of lost that. Let me tap back into it. Yeah, we are all seeded from the Creator. We are all a thought form first. And then a thought becomes an egg or a seed. But we are all seeds from, I heard the mother tree. And I'm just going to kind of go with what I'm seeing and feeling. Now, the imagery that I'm receiving is a huge tree. Kind of just like throwing seeds everywhere. Excuse me. And this is symbolizing souls, but it's symbolizing aspects of itself. Because remember, a tree, a seed from a tree is a copy. It's a repeat of itself with the intention to go out and do and experience. To essentially go where main tree can't go itself. And so the seeds are sent out on the wind to grow in places that are all unique and different. And the seed is just a symbol. The seed is a symbol of life itself. It is a symbol of all that has been, all that is, all that will be. It is a symbol of giving and forgiving. I wonder what that means. It is a gift. Oh, you plant a seed as remembrance, for remembrance and remembrance of things. And every time a seed is planted, or we plant seeds intentionally, we are honoring the creation. The great mother tree. In fact, every time we birth something new, we're honoring the great creator. It keeps referring to it as a great mother tree. And this is like, I'm also getting, this is just ideas. This is creativity. This is birthing, not necessarily children. For us humans, it's not necessarily children. It's birthing ideas. Anytime we are allowing ourselves to create something, allow something to move through us, we are honoring creation. We are honoring the mother tree. And we are all fully connected to this mother tree. The string that connects us will never detaches, never breaks. We all maintain that. And it's not necessarily like a human lifetime, but it's like a soul attachment. And it's both, I mean, what we perceive as the good and the evil, or the good and the bad, but the duality, both sides are created for experience, to experience. So Mother Tree sends out a seed that perhaps in itself operates without the best intention, but she still creates both. Something that opposes, something like she still creates the opposition, the opposite. Excuse me. And actually the imagery that I'm seeing now is a mother tree and all of the seeds underneath. It's almost like underneath the roots of the tree, all connected to her. But it's just so many underneath her, like underneath the roots. There are so many of these like seeds. And it's kind of like the correlation, a ball of light or an energy body and a seed. The circle, the sphere, they're reminiscent of one another. It's just intention and thought. They show up as both things, an actual seed or an energy body. That they are the same. An energetic signature. And now I'm just seeing like energy orbs. Just kind of bouncing around, floating around. But they're light orbs. And it's meant to be like, this is a spirit here. An energetic blueprint. And they're all sent out, like I said, to do and experience different things. If they were to just sit stationary, there would be nothing to do for them, for it. Like a seed gets to grow and experience the wind, the rain, hail, oh my gosh, the birds chirping, the blue sky. The seed as a plant gets to experience all these things. It goes through a growth cycle. The same as an energy, as an energetic blueprint, as a soul. If it doesn't go somewhere to sprout, and it doesn't grow, right? It's stationary. I don't want to say stagnant, but it's not doing anything. So this is why we are sent out so often as souls to go and do and experience and given jobs and missions. Gives us something to do as a soul. The thing is, you get to experience all aspects of the mother tree. You get to travel along her root system and touch on every single possible experience. And I'm getting, not all experiences necessarily are meant to be lived. Often it feels like there are experiences that are meant to be backdrops to your own personal life, but are still meant to be witnessed. There are aspects of those experiences that you can witness that you, as a soul, do and can experience or live through or have a lifetime like, but they're not all going to be the same, of course. Sometimes they're just meant to add color to your own path, your own journey, your own life. And right now it feels like it's almost like the backdrop can be a projection. I don't want to say simulation, but it could be a projection of just what you specifically are meant to encounter. And it might not be true or real for all of those around you. It's like your own personal green screen. Yeah, but the roots of the mother tree, you can travel along them, it feels like, and touch on all the different nodes where all the different soul stories live, all the unique pathways can be touched on or experienced. They're all accessible because they are all part of the one, just as you are a part of the one main tree. And it feels like that there is still much outside of the main tree as well. It's just a closed system. Like it's just the tree with the experiences. And then outside it, there's still, well, feels like nothing, but it's almost like it's suspended. I'm seeing space, like suspended in space. But I'm feeling joy in creation when it comes to Mother Tree and what she has seeded or created. I feel joyful and happy. That there has been so much experience to be had, so many things to do, see, feel, experiment with, believe. Yeah, it's all meant to be a joy. And the correlation I'm getting is a happy mother. So like a mother who finds joy in her own children. It's the same thing. Wow, look what I've created. And I am a mother, and I often think, wow, look what I've created. Look how surprising and fun and funny and just incredible something I made is. It's the same thing. And this like universal joyful love. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a lot of like, the energy with this is bountiful and big and beautiful. And it feels happy and joyful and so loving that I can't help but just be like smiling and beaming to be in this energy. It's incredible. It's calm, it's peaceful. It's white light. It's, wow, amazing. Why the symbology of a seed or an egg as the symbol for life or creation? I know that's what we're talking about, but can you tell me more about the symbolism of those things? I'm still getting the analogy of like, so many come from the one mother tree. So many small seeds can just like fly out from the one. And they ultimately all work together to create and they all work together to let me say this. They're all aspects of the one, and thus when they come together, it's like the foundation of the one. All of these things together are the building blocks, make up the one tree. The experiences, the root system, where the experiences are the foundation of the tree. So it's like little cells of the tree, essentially, is what life is, or energy, little specific energy signatures. If we were to break a human being down into little pieces, into cells, look at it at a micro level. You look at the cells of a person, and then you look at the person themselves, and you understand that the small pieces all together create and form this big human. It's the same thing. All aspects of the mother tree creation go towards creating the mother tree. Or I don't want to say creating, it's like being. Does that make sense? My words are my images, my knowings are a little bit more powerful than my words are able to say. But the many make up the one, make up the whole. And then it's another like kind of analogy where the many worlds make up a galaxy or a universe. Many universes make up whatever comes next. It's like zeroing in and then big picture, little picture, big picture, little picture. It's a comparison. Cells, human. Energy signatures, experiences, mother tree. Worlds, galaxies, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if it's universe. Well, I don't know what comes next, but the small makes up the big. The big is made up of many of the small. I want to ask about the cosmic egg as a symbol in ancient cultures. Can you give me some details about what that symbolism meant to more ancient peoples who lived here on Earth? The first thing that I'm picking up is Earth histories are Earth histories. I know that that's kind of like the statement, but the things that we believe here and our histories that have happened here through time are not necessarily the same as in other places. So I don't know. It feels like gifted the story of the cosmic egg. But I'm not too sure about that. It almost feels like that story was birthed here, from Earth. But it's like time. I'm thinking of Serpent Mound and this snake eating the egg. It's like it's time and creation and life, creator. Is kind of what the subject matter feels like. Why the serpent eating the egg? Can you give me some understanding of what that symbology is? What that means to ancient people? Cycles of life is what I picked up on first. Oh my gosh. Is it reincarnation? I got reincarnation. This rebirthing, coming to back time after time. If time is the serpent and egg is creation or life. Time devours life. And then circles back and is birthed again. The spiral, the circle of life. But I think it's this understanding of coming back time and time again. Ancient people's understanding and knowing that the serpent eats the egg and then births the egg. But as it goes through time, oh my gosh. As it goes through time, the serpent, time, it's transformed into something else. And then after transformation is birthed new and different as something else. And then again. Spiritual evolution is what it feels like. We are newly formed inside the egg. We're swallowed by the serpent, time. We go through the spiral of time, or the evolution of the soul. We're changed in each path, in each lifetime, as we ride the spiral down, as we go through the snake. And at the end, a new version of us is birthed and goes through that cycle again. Wow. Why was the symbol of reincarnation so important? So important to be seen in multiple ancient cultures, multiple earth histories. So yeah, my original, it came from Earth, wasn't shared anywhere else. I don't know if I necessarily interpreted that correctly. But there's this correlation to understanding that there's a divine counterpart to life. The understanding, I think, also that there's something out there, bigger. A bigger working, a bigger plan. That we are actually a part of here on Earth. That we participate in. And I think it's a symbol for communication with cosmic energy, cosmic beings. To say, hey, here's a people that understands and knows that we are part of something bigger. That we know we are part of a cosmic community. That we kind of understand the cycles. It's like a lighthouse. It's like, a pyramid or something where outside entities recognize the huge symbol, and are drawn to those spaces. Because they understand that there's brethren there. There are people that know that there's truth there. People that understand. So this whole egg and serpent metaphor harkens back to soul evolution from Mother Tree. They all are tied hand in hand. They're all meaning the same thing. Where as a soul we are molded and shaped and refined each time we go out on a mission to try something, to experience something. And as we are refined and reshaped, we are born new into something new. I mean, we see that in just daily life, in the experiences that we have here, in the transformations that we have in our own selves here. You go through an event, be it, if you even think of something, a tragedy, a loss. Your experience changes who you are and who you become henceforth. I had something I didn't have a loss per se, but I had like a spiritual transformation, spiritual evolution over the winter. And I think a lot of it has to do with carrying the high vibrational new soul closing me off to some things that that aren't sustainable or meant for me at the time. But there was this whole spiritual transformation that happened over the last like 4 or 5 months. And I see now, molded and shaped to be birthed into something new, a new path, a new mindset, a new shift, something. It's all symbolism for spiritual expansion, soul growth, a soul cycle. I just keep seeing the Serpent Mound imagery in my mind and just thinking about the egg and the serpent and kind of making this symbol. Let me ask if there's anything else they'd like to share at this time about this topic, because already for me, I feel like this is a lot to digest, even though it should feel like, duh. Getting a message from spirit inside of myself, it feels profound. So let me just ask if there's anything else on this subject that we should know, that I should know, that I've missed. I think the first piece that I picked up on is it's not meant to be like it's not meant to be depressing to think that your soul does it over and over and over again. Because obviously it doesn't. It's doing new things each time. You're experiencing new things each time. There's no dismay with this process. It's not this kind of like downward spiral until forever. I think there is a reintegration period that happens with Mother Tree as a seed or a soul. There's this reintegration that gets to happen. You get to go back into the main light form, the main home place, and feel part of the whole, part of the big being. And it's almost like then as the being, the big one, you get to sit back and experience all of the other experiences. Does this make sense? Like then you're kind of sitting back and seeing all that's going on around you. It's like you get to experience being the oneness, the big. I don't know why I want to say I am, but like the big piece. And the message I feel like I'm getting is it's the I am, because anything that comes after that, it is anything you could possibly think of to come after the I am statement. That's what it encompasses. All the things, all of creation, all of the being that is under that umbrella of sorts. Are there other symbols that correlate to the serpent and the egg, or that are similar? Are there other things in life that we see around us? I'm getting like the blue mantle of, it feels like, is it Mary? Mother Mary or Mary Magdalene. It feels like a mantle, like a blue cloth for your head. It also feels like a symbolism of the mother tree in a way. But those feel like, with the blue mantle, initiates of that reincarnation, of the life cycle of sorts. The mothers who sit and watch and birth something new. The mothers that guide the rhythm of the universe in a way. And I see like a whole bunch of women on their knees with the blue mantle and kind of rocking in rhythm and maybe singing. Guiding life through the eddies and the swirls. Mm-hmm. That's very neat. And there are women actually that come here to do this, that are kind of, like I said, initiates or have connections to this purpose of holding space and being the rhythm for life like this. The rhythm of experience, the rhythm of the egg and the serpent. Excuse me. And the egg, I'm seeing like a Mesoamerican priest or chief holding the egg up on top of one of the mountains. They're not mountains, excuse me. They're pyramids. And holding the egg up in the air and leading the community in a prayer of remembrance or in a ceremony of remembrance for what the egg represents: spiritual transformation, cosmic community. It's a being a part of all things. Knowing that we are part of that bigger community, even here on Earth, and honoring that. It's cool because he has like a headdress on, and it's like tribal, indigenous looking wear. Yeah, it's really very neat. I wish I could describe it better, but is there anything else you'd like to share with us in closing as we finish out this transmission? Earth itself as an egg of transformation, as a place of soul and spiritual expansion. That correlates to the symbolism of Earth itself. That's wonderful. I believe it. As we all know, as we all can believe it. The things we come to learn and do here. Wow. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have a lot to think about. I have a lot to process and a lot to think about. But how amazing. How beautiful. How unique. I wasn't expecting all of this. Can you tell? I'm a little bit like, duh. This feels very big picture, big universal concept. And I'm going to take some time to digest it. And please, if you have some time to digest, if you've listened throughout this whole, the whole conversation, I would love to hear what you think. Oh my gosh, if only I had a friend to talk to. If only I had somebody sitting here with me to be like, what do you think about that? Tell me everything. It's fun to bounce off ideas and thoughts together. Let me go ahead and take a deep breath. I want to thank you with gratitude and absolute love in my heart for this information today, the guidance that we've received, for gifting me with the opportunity to share with others all of this incredible, beautiful information. I feel truly blessed to be able to do this. So I thank you. And I truly honor and respect you spirit, you information, wherever you are, whoever you are. Thank you, Mother Tree, for the gift of life and experiencing. I'm going to send some love from my heart chakra to those places that I'm thinking of in my mind. And I hope that you can take the time to do the same. Thank you for being here with me today. Thanks for taking the time to listen, to expand your mind and grow like I am, doing it together. I hope to see you in the next episode, where we hopefully find some more incredible, amazing things to talk about and discuss. For now, I will talk to you later. Bye.